The Connecticut Film and TV Alliance Inaugural Meeting, brought to you by CSB Media Art Center, Farmington.
Okay, so we're going to do a few pictures for a good social media. So if everyone puts on their big smiley faces, that would be fantastic. And if anyone wants to act a little crazy, that's okay too. But, we're entertainers. So I don't know. I'm looking back here when she's taking a picture. I don't know. Wait.
I'm SLB Photography.
Oh, SLB Photography. Yes. And, by the way, we have good old CSB. CSB. You guys give them a big round of applause. These guys are fantastic. You want to learn how to do anything and everything, they're the guys to talk to. All right, so we're going to get started. So my name is Jonathan Black. A lot of you guys probably have seen my face or me doing some crazy marketing thing, trying to get this tax credit figured out. But the most important thing that I came here is to build something that everyone in this room really wants, which is an opportunity to make great entertaining media. That could be film, television, commercials, whatever else. So I am so thankful and so happy to see you guys here. And I'm not a Connecticut native, but my wife is. She unfortunately is not here. She's taking care of the kids, so I have the night off. But I am very glad and thankful that you guys are here. So what I would like to do is I'm going to give a little bit of an opening here about myself, just for a few minutes, and then I'm going to let each of our members here get a little intro, and then we'll have a bunch of questions. Because the idea, guys, is we want to hear from you. We want to hear what your thoughts and what you guys want from us. So let me start by saying this. I've been in the industry for about 25 years, and the most important thing that I realize in this industry is the greatest resource is the people behind the camera, but also in front of the camera. And we want to make sure that every one of you in this room has an opportunity to do something. And we want to make sure we create jobs and we create opportunities and bring everyone together in the entire state. So this is why we created this alliance. And we were talking about the name Connecticut Film, and I said, well, we need to add television to that too. So we are the, Connecticut Film and Television Alliance. And that alliance is all of us, not just our board members, but also all of you. And this is going to take a lot of effort to move the state to make it an amazing opportunity for all of us to have jobs. So I want to tell you guys, with my experience, and I've been around the block a few times. I've been in Georgia. I've shot all over the place, all over the country, and I have never seen the more openness of how each one of you are just like family. And family's important. Family is important, not only to our own personal family, but everyone in this room means everything. You guys are the reason that we're trying to get this tax credit passed. You guys are the reason that we're going to be trying to build sound stages. You guys are the reason that we're going to be trying to get big TV shows and big feature films back in the state. And you guys are the reason to kick New Jersey's butt. Okay? And lastly, but not least, who in the heck wants to drive over the George Washington Bridge to get work? No, right? You want to do it here in your backyard. Well, that's the whole purpose of this, guys. We want to do this. And I'm going to ask you for one very big favor, is be patient with us, okay? Moving this mountain is very difficult. We have a lot of lawmakers that are supportive, and we have a lot of lawmakers that don't really understand what we're doing. And we also have industry people in the state that have tried, and they've not worked out so well. And there's people that have tried and it did work out. But guys, I am here to stay. I bought my forever home. I lived in Los Angeles for 15 years, and now I'm sitting on 6 acres of land, and I'm like, I'm in heaven. So, like you guys, I want to be 10 minutes from where we're shooting. And I want you guys to feel like we're doing this to help everyone. It is not about, this person or that company or this person. It's all of you. Every one of you in this room is creative. Every one of you in this room means something. So please remember that. remember, when you look around, this is Connecticut film. This is Connecticut television. This is the entertainment mecca right here in this room. And we want to double, triple, quadruple this room. We want to be able to pack places out, and we want Connecticut to be the next place to go. You know what? Massachusetts, okay, nah. New York, nah. New Jersey, really, Sorry. And you know what? And Georgia, too. Sorry, I'm from Atlanta originally. So, yes. All right, I will shut up right now because I want everyone to have a moment to chat and talk. But after we do the little intros, I really want you guys to come up to our mic here, and I want you to ask, and I want you to tell us what we should be doing, what we could do to help grow this industry, what we can do to support you guys. And I don't care if you're a student or a seasoned executive or whatever, you guys, every one of you means something to all of us back here. And part of what we did and we all decided as our board members was to commit to you all to make something really happen. So without further ado, I am going to pass on the mic. So thank you.
Hi, folks. I'm Ed Cohen. I'm a native of Connecticut. New Haven born and bred, and went to UConn, moved to Hamden, been all over. But then I went astray. I went out to Colorado for 13 and a half years and to LA for 12 years. I just got out for good behavior. So, but, you know, it was great. I've been in the music business 57 years. And started back at UConn, and it's been amazing. And right now, I manage a major composer. He's basically the heir apparent to John Williams, which is a hell of a claim. But the music speaks for itself. And I manage a DGA director, writer, producer, technologist, author, who is totally amazing too. And somehow, when I was trying to get Max to score on a film, the producer said, "Hey, this is great. I want to get to my director, but he's not going to do anything until post." I said, "No, that's okay." He said, "Well, listen, while we're waiting, you want to work on a movie?" Magic words. I said, "Hell yeah." So I ended up as a location scout on Antonio Banderas' movie. I got the bug, and now I'm working on my fourth movie. As we speak, I had to work all day today before I came down here. It is a wonderful industry. You folks are wonderful folks. And I want to do everything in my power to make this grow, to help you where you need. So please give us input. Let us know what you need. You've been through, hey, we tried to do this and it failed. Where did it fail? What can we do to make it right? Thank you for coming.
Hey everyone, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Bryn Berg. Thank you. I'm honored to be one of the founding members of the Connecticut Film and TV Alliance. And I had a speech written, but so many more thoughts came to my head tonight, just meeting new people and seeing people that I've worked with. And so, excuse me, I'm flying off the cuff a little bit, but anyways, thank you so much for coming tonight and for braving the traffic, taking the time out of your busy schedules. And so I've been in Connecticut for 10 years. I refer to myself as a quirky SoCal native. And when I came here, I had really hoped that I could continue on with my training as an actor. And what I found is there just wasn't a lot of work out here and a lot of resources, but there's so many talented people in this state. And we have some of the most lucrative film schools, acting programs, and it really is breaking my heart that I have worked with so many talented people, anywhere from DPs, directors, sound engineers, you name it, and there's not enough work, so they've left the state, and we're losing so many good people. And for me, mainly, I'm an actor, but because a lot of the times there isn't other places to fill, I've worked in casting, I've produced, I've written. I even somehow ended up holding a boom mic in a in a production once. Don't know how I did. But anyways, it's like I said, it's breaking my heart that so many good people are leaving the state and there's not enough jobs, and I want everybody, we want everybody working. We want to unite, and we want to just keep creating opportunities. And like Jonathan said, we are not going away. I mean, after we get this bill passed, we're going to continue on. We are going to be here for you, because I feel that art is very healing, and it's a creative outlet. It's healing, it's therapeutic, and it's so important for everyone to have that outlet in their life. And I find that it's even more beneficial if you get to be a part of creating that for others. So I did get into the industry very late in life, and I do also understand the power, since I've worked for a few public companies, private and small businesses, and I do understand the power of any type of organization or a school or anything coming to a community and having it help the small businesses. I many decades ago managed a coffee shop. We had a vocational school come in. We were able to grow our business, have a place for the students to come and do their work. And so like I said, I do understand the power, and we want to support small businesses. We want to better the economy of Connecticut. And to quote Jonathan again, this is about the whole state. And the industry is a puzzle piece, but we want this to be for everyone. Thank you so much.
Hold on a second. I'm sorry, guys. You see me texting and running around, and I don't want to. Sorry, guy. This is really important. We've worked very, very hard, guys. All of you, all of us, and I'm getting goosebumps right now. This is from my lobbyist. 6929 passed on a standalone bill. Right now, we had 12 no's, so okay. But it did pass out of committee. Now, that's the first step, but it did pass out of committee. So at least we're getting one step closer. So thanks for all the hard work. Sorry, I was running around, but that's great news, guys. This is great news for what we're doing, great news for you guys, and we're going to keep pushing forward to get more production and more jobs here. So sorry, I wanted to just tell you that.
Good evening. Thank you for coming. My name is Guy Giaconelli. I've been a Connecticut resident all my life. I don't know many of you out there. I can see maybe a half a dozen faces who know me. I run a small boutique that rents motion picture cameras, primarily Aries. I deal with independent filmmakers. I've lectured down at Tisch School in New York to third-year graduate students in cinematography. That's really all I have to say. I provide cameras for all the Hallmark films in the state, independent commercials, and independent films. So if anyone wants to learn more about cameras and who wants to go on the camera track, you're welcome to give me a call. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Hey. All right. My name is Bob Dio. I am a native of Connecticut, and currently I'm a Screen Actors Guild actor, and currently I'm an instructor at the Connecticut School, or CSB Media Arts Center in Farmington. I just wanted to say that I got to read a script. I'm extremely proud to be here tonight as we launch the Connecticut Film and Television Alliance. Jonathan, Byrne, Ed, Guy, Cindy, Jim Robinson, president over there of CSB Media Art Center, and let's give them a big round of applause. Because we're streaming live right now on Facebook, on our fan page, so anybody who's on there right now can see this. We're also recording it, so it'll be there to be seen later. So, and others who are part of us have spent countless weeks creating a platform that is meant to be all-inclusive. Our goal is to bring major feature film productions and television series here to Connecticut. Right now, most producers don't think of Connecticut. We are currently squeezed out between New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, and yes, even Atlanta, Georgia, who have hundreds of sound stages up and running, and that's a fact. I was astounded when I heard that, but I asked Jonathan, who lived down there, and he said that is a fact. Thank God, or the universe, that we have a few independent filmmakers shooting in our state somewhat regularly. Jonathan has been working closely with major studios to coax them to the Nutmeg State. They say they'll come if we can prove to them that we have an infrastructure, and that word is very important to us right now, all of us, that will support their needs, plus a competitive film tax credit incentive that will make it attractive for them to shoot here. As you probably just heard the results of this, 19 of us last Friday spent 12 long hours at the state capitol in order to testify before the Finance and Bonding Committee on House Bill 6929, the film tax incentive, the film tax credit. We had others testify virtually. It was a successful day, and we believe we created a lot of interest, albeit many questions raised from state senators and state representatives. And I've got to tell you this side thing. It's amazing how many people don't understand what we're all about and how we make these things called films. We had somebody, and I won't mention their names, come up to us and said, so, sound stages, when you have somebody come in, you put up a sound stage and then you pack it up when they leave? Jonathan and I looked at each other and kind of just said, oh my God. Yeah. So, at any rate, I just want to close now by saying that our newly formed Connecticut Film and Tax Alliance is inclusive for all. Let me repeat that. It is inclusive for all. That means all of you, every single one of you. You are the alliance. Welcome. Be it independent producers, art directors, makeup artists, special effects crews, cinematographers, production assistants, recording studios, actors, directors, screenwriters, film students, businesses who will benefit from the economic impact that productions will bring to our state, and many more. Folks, we all need to become one big family. As I said earlier, and now once again, as I steal this message from a well-known film, if you build it, they will come. And just remember this, and I'm sorry, Andrea, because I think I stole it from SAG. We are all stronger together. With that in mind now, I would like to take this opportunity and introduce the president of the New England Board of SAG-AFTRA Local, coming down here through that mess on I-84 from Boston. And Bill Mutos, I hope I pronounced your name right. Or close enough, okay. But Andrea Lyman, who has some special words to tell us. Andrea. Oh, here, let me adjust that for you. All right.
Hi, I am so honored to be here. It's so fabulous to see all of you working together, and that's what it takes. It takes everybody working together. It takes building a community, because everybody's part of a community, and when you're making a film, when you're on a set, and to build the film community that you want to build for the tax credit incentives. We did this in Massachusetts. We've been working on that for a while, and then we actually got them to even get rid of our, we had a sunset clause, and they got rid of that. But that was everybody working together for quite some time. And in working together, you meet each other, and then somebody has an idea for a film, and somebody knows how to do this, and somebody wants to do something else, and then you're filming together too. So that's a lot of fun. I, right now, am, as he said, the New England local president of SAG-AFTRA, and that's a volunteer position. And so many people think I'm getting paid for that. I don't get paid for that, but I do get paid for acting and singing and voiceovers and things like that. And I've done some work in Connecticut, did a couple of casino commercials, and that was a lot of fun. And now I guess I'm going to give it over to Bill, who is our national board member for SAG-AFTRA. But we welcome everybody, because he works a lot. He works even more than I do on films. And you might notice he looks like another Bill that has a famous series on HBO, Barry.
I have no idea who she's talking about, but I hope I can play his brother in some kind of film or TV show. Hi, I'm Bill Mudis. Andrea and I have worked on the board locally for New England many, many years. And it's been such a collaborative process, not only being a union member and trying to look for ways to expand work for our union members in SAG-AFTRA all over New England, but also working with the Mass Production Coalition, which is sort of the Massachusetts version of what this entity will likely become. And it's so exciting talking to Jonathan a little bit just about the creative way that they're approaching this incentive to try to stimulate production, bring more work here for everybody, whatever your discipline is, whether you're an actor, behind the camera, director, all of those things, and the many people who will hopefully develop businesses that will support the film community here. It's been exciting to see it in Massachusetts, and I will say it's an ongoing struggle. It's not like it just sort of happened and everything was fine and we're just, off like a like lightning bolt. It takes a lot of time, a lot of organization, and a lot of cooperation. So that's the beginning of this here. And I think what you will likely hear from Bob and Jonathan and everybody up here is there will be calls to action to try to help get your lawmakers involved in this and excited about it. And that is probably the hardest thing, because you will reach those people who are automatically on board with you. You'll reach a lot of people who don't understand it, who don't know why you'd want to have this kind of business industry here, what it would mean for Connecticut. And that's everybody's job here, to convince them why it's important. It's not about Hollywood stars. It's about the people that live and work, raise their families, buy their homes, and stay once they graduate from these great schools. As Bryn was saying, you want a reason for them to be here in Connecticut. And this is part of what your mission will be, not just when hopefully the bill gets passed, but to keep sort of letting your lawmakers know why it's important to keep it here and why it's important that Connecticut become as visible on the national scene as Los Angeles and New York. But it is exciting. It builds a great sense of community, and I think it's just wonderful that it's happening here. I'm excited, and I know we will be here to support you in every way that we can. So thank you all for having us as guests. We're really glad to be here.
All right. I was told not to talk too long, but so I'm going to really wrap up this really quick, so I want you guys to talk. But the thing that's really important right now is we want you guys to be active members. So on our website right now, there is a membership form. So we would love for every one of you guys to go to the membership form. It says join us now. And please fill it out. It'll help us get to know you guys better. And then in that, there's a section you can make comments or suggestions or whatever else. So if you guys please do that, that will really help us out. But without further ado, I will leave you with three things, three very important things that mean a lot to me, and hopefully it means a lot to you guys, is that everything is about everyone. And we want to make sure that you all feel loved, appreciated, respected. Everyone should be heard. Nobody should be mistreating you. Please, please take care of your family around you. Everyone in this room has to take care of themselves, because we're here to support you, but we want you guys to support everyone else as well. And so that's one. Number two is I am so fired up. I am so motivated. I am so excited, because this is something, a dream of mine, but it's actually becoming a dream of everyone, is that you're here. And the last thing that's important to me is that everyone is included. So please, if you feel like you don't have enough experience, or you feel like, hey, I don't know what to do, or B, I want to be a union member, maybe I don't, maybe I do, I don't know. We're going to have a lot of workshops. We're going to do classes. We're going to do teaching. We're going to have opportunities for you guys to up your career and up your game. And then the other thing is that we're building this so that you guys can keep working in the state. So would love to hear your guys' thoughts and comments, and we want to hear what you're thinking, and we want to hear what you suggest. So if you guys want to just start coming up and asking all of us questions, we will do the best that we can to address everything. Okay, good. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, this is amazing. I'm so glad to be here. My name's Aaron, SAG actor out of the New York local, but so selfishly, everyone's selfish. Casting, right? So like regional theaters will be right here and cast out of New York, right? Or what I would hate to see is in the future, everything you say, but the casting is okay. We're getting renowned Boston actors. We're casting out of New York and bringing here. I'm hoping that's in the back of the mind. I know there's so many pieces and parts to film, and that might not be top of mind, but I'm just bringing it up from a selfish perspective that it would be great if we had casting, directing offices right here in the state, and we came in and read or
Aaron,
Zoomed.
I just want to interrupt you. No, stay there. That's okay. It's because that's something we've been talking about in our group, in our
Okay.
alliance. And one of the goals that we have in mind is to create the very first casting agency in Connecticut. That's the only way
That's
to
great
bring
news.
them all
Yeah,
here.
thank you.
First, good evening, and I want to thank you for the welcome. My name is Malcolm Ashley. I'm from Atlanta. I'm rising for a couple of reasons. One, to thank you for the invitation of inclusion. I'm actually here with Maestro Dunn Pearson of the OJs, who's a filmmaker and a noted musician, so I can tell you that as far as that invitation, people are listening. The main reason I came to make a comment is that 40 years ago, I was in Atlanta, Georgia, Georgia Tech, working on a small project called the Lakewood Film Theater. The Lakewood Film Studio now is a monster, and it began exactly like you all are beginning, by bringing together a collection of folks who wanted the film industry to move. The disconnect that you all are facing here that we overcame in Atlanta is that once the tax credits were granted that gave us the Mockingbird series, the Avenger series, Truist Bank, the financial institution, stepped up and partnered with the organization so that the film magic could be made. Inasmuch as you have fought hard for these tax credits, I would urge you to reach out to the number of funding houses here. This is the state where Newman rooted. This is the state of Katharine Hepburn, Eugene O'Neill. I remember as a student at Yale, my friends were Angela Bassett, Jennifer Beal, and of course Jodie Foster. But those folks aren't here because the money is not here to help you. So I would urge you, now that you have a formal organization, you got tax credits, that you get with your lawyer and you start knocking on the doors to the finance houses. Because guess what? If this man is from Atlanta is here, and I'm here from Atlanta, and you got Mr. Pearson here from Cleveland, y'all are doing something right. So bravo.
My name is Matt Stevens. Some of you in this room I know, most of you I don't. I am an actor and a filmmaker, and I'm not going to take too much of your time, okay? I went to Central when I was a young man. I studied theater. I attended the Van Mar Academy of Motion Picture and Television Acting in Los Angeles. I attended the 2012 Connecticut Film Industry Training Program. I am a graduate of the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. And I work at a car wash in Manchester. And I hate it. Because it's not who I am. This is who I am. You guys are who I am. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Jonathan, what did you say? You said that this is a mountain? Well, I'm going to tell you guys something right now. To paraphrase Jimi Hendrix, we are standing next to that mountain, and we are going to chop it down with the edge of our hand. Thank you.
How can I possibly follow that? Hey, everybody. Irene Keene, SAG actor, and I'm sure I've worked with a lot of people in this room on the various Hallmark films and maybe some stuff in, Manhattan. I've lived on the shoreline. Pardon? Okay. I've lived on the shoreline for 20 years and started acting about 10 years ago. My question is, are there plans to create a database? Are there plans to create a database of all the members where periodically people can put out their wants and needs? For example, a producer, production house director may say, I am currently accepting log lines in this genre. Here's my email address. I don't care if you have a literary agent. Send it. It's things of that nature.
Great question. In fact, one of the reasons why we wanted the membership forum is we need all your emails and your contact information so that we can start doing that. The idea is to create not only a database, but also a newsletter. The idea is to have a quarterly newsletter, and then anything that comes out, like say you guys have worked on a feature film or a short film or anything else, we want to promote that. But the big thing is please fill out that form, because we can take all that to build the database so that you guys can all communicate amongst yourselves. And then if somebody calls us and says, hey, I need actors, I need this kind of equipment, we can help facilitate that. So it's a good question.
Actually, let me add to that. I'm sorry, I just want to add one thing on that. One of those little groups that I work with besides the people I spoke to, basically I manage a classic rock band out in California, in LA. And there's only 30,000 of those, and their uniqueness is their pedigree. So my keyboard player is the current Senior Vice President Global Incentives and Production for HBO Max, which is now Max, and Warner Discovery. I've been after him for the last 4 years, trying to get him to bring his productions here. I mean, right now he's working on, I think it's 235 productions is the last thing he was talking about working on. And he kept saying, you don't have the infrastructure, you don't have the crew. And I said, we're going to prove to you that we have the crew, and we're going to build the infrastructure. And I sent him an email the other day, and I said, okay, this is what we're doing. He wrote back, excellent. So I called him, I said, what does excellent mean? He says, you do what you say you're doing, and we will come and shoot in Connecticut.
My name is Michael Scott Druckenmiller. I live in Connecticut. I'm a SAG-AFTRA member since 2006, when I was a must-join on this little show called Rescue Me, when they had sign-up sheets at the local firehouse where they needed licensed and certified professionals for the show. And it was quite an interesting thing for the union rep to come up to me and say, just so you know, if you really want this, you'd have to join today. So it was a good thing. The sad part is when I decided to become and make this my career in 2018 and give up everything else and make entertainment my livelihood, I realized I was only coming home on weekends. That I was doing a 90-mile commute plus, unless I was flying out to LA or down to Georgia, and then driving sometimes 3 hours home as I was dealing with construction. But it shouldn't be a side hustle. This should be, if you want this as your career, you should be able to have this. You shouldn't have to work at a car wash. You shouldn't have to wait on tables. It should be things you want to do, whether it's cast, crew, whether it's producing, whether it's locations. This is your career, and people should recognize that. The hardest part we have as a collective is explaining to people patiently who have no idea that this industry includes carpenters, electricians, medics, everything. And that on a major production, on let's say Manifest, there are over 120 people that are working on that show every day, not including talent. And so that these people support families. These people also support infrastructure. And it is so alarming when I have a second AD give me a call and they have a Connecticut number because they went to Wesleyan. Or a showrunner has his son at Wesleyan and he lives in LA. Or they're going to Yale or Quinnipiac, but they don't work here. And they don't plan on working here. That's why this collective is important. And as a motivation to all of you, back many years ago when I was working on a Marvel show called Daredevil, a group of us medics at the time got tired of the standard SAG rate that was happening when we were doing 23 or 30 lifts per show. We all collectively got together. We sat down at a coffee house and we institutionalized, 15 of us, the 250/8 for a lift that is now standard for the industry in SAG in New York and in LA, because we work together. To see this many people coming together tonight to support this, to see as many people stay online and go to the state capitol last week, it's motivating. And you realize that you have a voice. You can vote. You can call your collective people that represent you and let you know that you don't want to drive to Massachusetts. You don't want to deal with the I-95 corridor. You want to be able to work in the state that you live in and that you call home. And we offer plenty of things. The producer that did Uncut Gems, she grew up in Ridgefield. I worked with her on Joker 1 and Joker 2 before that. She made that happen here in Connecticut. There's no reason why we can't succeed as long as we work together. Thank you.
There's a really important thing that I also did not mention that is a very cool surprise on our website. So if you guys look at the film and television tax credit tab, if you go down to the tab, there is actually a Connecticut Senate and Connecticut House. All of the representatives of your district, if you want to find your district, you want to find their phone number, their email, it is on there. All you have to do is click. What I am asking every one of you to do starting tonight, start writing your reps, start writing people that represent your district and say, I'm a constituent, I want more films, I want more jobs. This is you guys, this is all of us. We have to get and rally all these the lawmakers and tell them our stories. So you can go to that tab and you can download and you'll find the rep and you'll find their phone number and email. But I just think it's important for you guys to do that because that'll really help us out a lot.
I'm going to turn the microphone this way. Gina Russell Tracy. I grew up in California. So my peer group are people like Brad Hall, Mary DeJulia, Louise Dreyfus, who's one of the wealthiest women in the world. She wants to film. She does. We need LA. We need New York. We need Boston. We need Atlanta. We need Canada. We need London. We need Connecticut. Jim Amon, who was the former Speaker of the House, wanted me to come when they announced that they were going to do this, because we've been trying in Connecticut for a long time. I hope to not cry. My husband died a few weeks ago. I know. My son was the top baby model in the city. 300 jobs out of 350 days. Those were jobs that nobody in Connecticut got, but he got to do it. He then worked at Ogunquit Playhouse for 7 years. He's currently directing a film for the Renaissance Fair as a volunteer and playing the villain. Without AFTRA, Equity, SAG, and thank you for coming out, you two, right here, to support us. This is a long journey for some of us. I want to come after speaking about being a medic. My husband had the grace of working on all my children for 30 years. As a backdoor villain, because he would look like Elvis Presley. He moved his way up after 30 years because he joined the fire department. He had some skills that they could use in New York. We still get residuals from him for SAG-AFTRA Equity, from World Trade Center, because as a firefighter with that background, whatever your background is, you bring it to the film set every single time, whatever it is. So his job, he was hired by Billy Timoney, who worked on all my children with him. They were young studs, right? And he said, Chris, I got a job for you. I want you to look at the film footage and figure out what the firemen were saying before they died. He said, sure. He gets residuals for that. All I'm here to say, and I don't need to speak to these guys because we have these guys already, right? They're actors, directors, producers. They're already with us. What you all need to do is multiply out tonight with your family, your friends, every single thing you do and every single person you know, because what they respond to in Hartford is numbers of people. And I tell you that from the fire department negotiations, my husband, luckily for him, he got to know Senator Dodd, as well as Jim Amon, as well as Jim Himes. You name them, I got letters from them the last couple weeks. They are all in it to support the numbers of people from Atlanta, Boston, New York. Do not poo-poo them, because you know what? We need them. I need Judd Nelson, who did Breakfast Club, waiting for me as a playwright to get my butt out to California so he can read a lead in a play with my other friend, Tana Frederick, who's a film producer. We have got to work internationally, nationally. Don't get island mentality, because that already killed this from James Amon many, many years ago. So if you have contacts in New York, Boston, if you have film school, whatever you have, those are contacts. Be excited. Put them on fire to help you make a living. I'm a widow playwright right now. I have a play called Triage. The guy commits suicide at the end. I don't want to do that in New York. I'd rather do it here in Connecticut. I'd rather do the film, and so would everybody else. So you guys are big shots up there, but I got a big answer for you here. Where are the women? I see one. She's an actress. Come on, let's step it up. Hand over the microphone to blacks and women, and that's all I got to say. And I still have a few minutes. I have a few minutes. You got the whole platform. Make sure you support the next generation, because they are supporting us. And that means those kids that are spending a lot of money during COVID to go to film school, UCLA, all of those schools. We talked about Wesleyan for a second. Make no mistake, Yale, Wesleyan, Sarah Lawrence, NYU, UCLA. Everybody knows everybody at a certain level. And the next film directors and writers and producers, they're not going to be 100 years old. They're 25 right now. So hand it on down. And let's start with this board up here, getting some real committees that have true representation. No offense, I don't see a black, and I don't see equal representation with women. And who goes to films? Women. Who goes to theater? Women. Who needs the voice? Women. Who needs the voice? Blacks, Asians, young people. Don't forget where you came from, and don't forget where you're going. But if you forget where you came from, they're not going to use you until you are a star. So help now. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
I just really quickly wanted to say that we do have another female board member. She was unable to be here tonight because she just had surgery. Cindy Clancy, she's amazing, a retired public defender, and she's been doing a ton of things behind the scenes. So there is more female power on our group.
First and foremost, thank you very, very much for helping facilitate this. I think it's amazing. I think if we can get a round of applause. My name is Brandon. So for my 9 to 5, I work in the mortgage space and I host monthly networking events for people that are in the real estate space. And I've found it super helpful, but other people really enjoy it and it helps. So I was just curious if there was ever any sort of impetus for doing something like this on, say, a monthly basis, because I think it could help a lot of people. The more hands you shake, the more money you should make, apparently, but it does help. So thank you very much.
Yeah, it's to kind of let you guys know, by the way, it's a great question. The idea is that we're having this one meeting specifically so we can get everything sort of organized, but are absolutely willing to do mixers. We're going to have different events. We're also going to be doing workshops and everything else. And this time, I would like to, where's Wayne? Where's Wayne at? At the bar. Nope. Wayne, you over there? Hello, sir. Just really quickly, just 2 seconds, if you could tell everybody where you got coming up in May, if you want to come on up here.
Hi, my name is Wayne. This is not the first time I had to be chased back up to the mic. I was at the committee meeting and I was running out of the back. I have a 40-year-old ambition, but a 64-year-old bladder. So I came in at revenue and bonding meeting, running through the door, fly open, toilet paper on my heel, running up to figure out my notes, and I just winged it. Said, but congratulations, we got it out of committee anyway. I made it out of the men's room. I'm an art director. I left Connecticut back in 1988. About the same year they filmed Mystic Pizza. At the time I thought it was a little nothing of a movie. But at the same time, I started a career as just working on the sets out in Hollywood, caulking and working with the carpenters, and pretty soon I became a scenic and a carpenter, and I started doing independent films, and I became an art director almost within my second year, and been doing it ever since. Since I got back here, we've really put a lot of effort into the tax credits, and there's been kind of a lull. But since Jonathan and the crew has really stepped up, we really have an exciting new economy that's building right now, and all of you can be a part of that. Now we're getting into a very essential part of the getting the vote for this new tax credit, so we can compete with Georgia and compete with New Jersey on a very competitive field, which means that we need to bring in the legislators to be able to really hang with us and do this job with us. So we are doing another mixer up in Vernon, Connecticut, at my studio, Rockville, USA studio. There's a poster over there. You can take a picture of it. There's a phone number on it. But this is over the river, and I'm going to have my state rep there, and my state senator is going to be invited, and we're going to make sure that this is going to happen on May 6th on a Saturday, and there's going to be music and speakers, and there's going to be activities, and we're going to have a couple, going to be something similar to this, but I'm looking forward to holding this at my little studio with you guys, and I'm really looking forward to passing this legislation. We pass this legislation, we're in business. And just one final note that, well, thank you. One final note, we really have to foster not only getting crews together, and being an art director, I need lots of talent. I need painters. I need scenics. I need props people. Anybody in the craft who sees me and wants to introduce themselves to me, I'd like to save your contact information so that I can sort of build a crew based out of what we have here. And I'm here. Actually, a lot of friends of mine came here, and there's a gentleman out here that did a series called Anonymous, which is fantastic. And did 7 episodes. Yes, fantastic. Did 7 episodes. We're going to be doing the screening of the pilot of Anonymous at my studio on May 6th. So I look forward to all you guys coming and to hanging out and having a party with us and keeping this party going. So thank you very much. Look forward to talking with you soon. Thank you.
James, just before you come up, I just want to say that don't get the impression that, except for the mixers and things like that, that this is it. We are collectively coming together. A larger board will be put together soon, and the hope is that we will form an LLC at some point down the road, and eventually have, if all goes well, some kind of office area or something along that line where you can all communicate, and we communicate with you back and forth, a newsletter, podcasts, things of that nature. We're not going away. You are part of this alliance now. So we're all in it together, as I said before, and this is just the beginning. Hey, finally.
You keep cutting.
All right, he
me.
cut me off. I've had other audio people cut me off while I was doing things before, too. So, goodbye.
All right, hey everybody. My name is Jimmy J. I'm the producer for the morning show on WDRC. How's everybody? Thank you very much. Because I'm in politics and we've been talking about legislation so much, I'm going to give you guys some advice here. You can write your legislators, write your Congress, write your Senate, but here's somebody else you need to write, you need to call immediately. It's your Chamber of Commerce. And here's why. When we bring full movie studios in here, it's the pizza guys that get paid. It's the hotels, it's the carpenters, it's the electricians. It's everybody in that community makes money, and a lot of it. So go home, call your Chamber of Commerce, and tell them what bill you want them to support, because money walks and bullshit talks.
No, that doesn't go higher. Okay. Hi, guys. My name is Ellery. I'm an actor. So I just wanted to ask, I know that you spoke about the database. Would this be something that we as the community would be able to add to for our own personal profiles, talk about if we're able to do things for free or just want to build? Because I know as an actor myself, I don't have money to, invest in a crew. And I know that there are a lot of people who are still learning in the industry. And I know that we all like to work together and build off of each other and learn things from each other. So would that be something that would be a part of the database?
Yes, absolutely. The idea of what we're going to be doing with the database is we're utilizing, when you guys fill out the form that you'll fill out, there's a whole long form, put in what you want, and we're going to build this out for everyone to use. And also in doing so is if we're going to do workshops and things like that, or we're going to have opportunities, we need to be able to email you guys and let you know. And we want to be able to inform you on what we're doing and how we're doing it. And if there's a film coming in and they need help, well, guess what? We'll be able to say, hey, go call this person, do this person, or you guys will be able to notify. So yes, we'd like to include that. So.
Hi. Okay. Sorry, just one last question. So for workshops, I was hoping to go to LA at the end of the summer because I know there's not really much in Connecticut for me, and I'm glad that you guys are doing this. That way there can be something in Connecticut. Because as much as I know LA is amazing, I want to be around my family too. So if this could actually become a thing, I'd love that. So I guess in terms of workshops, would you be hopefully doing workshops based around acting and filmmaking? Like I know when I go out to LA, I want to do Stanislavski and Meisner workshops. Like would those be things that you would be implementing and allowing for the community to be a part of? And I guess would they cost money? Would they be free for like this alliance? Like what are you guys thinking in terms of, building actors and filmmakers and directors up? Like, I didn't go to college, but we all learn from experience at this point. And I want to learn as much as I can. And if I can learn from my peers and if I can learn from you guys, and then I definitely want to stay here. So I guess what can you offer with all this?
Yeah, that's a crazy, awesome idea, because what the thing that is important for all of you guys to know is we want to teach everything. So, for example, you want your film financed and you want good distribution, we can do a workshop for that. If you want to have a camera-like workshop, a guy over here is willing to have people come over at his shop, and there's all of these opportunities that we want to be able to provide this. We don't know how that's all going to work out right now at this very second. That's why we're having this meeting, so we can get you guys to give us input. And the idea, once we get the input, we can then hopefully get it all structured out over the next, couple of months. So, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Rebecca Conchetta. I am a student at the Connecticut School of Broadcasting, being instructed by Jim Robinson and Bob Dio. Tonight I have a lot of my classmates in the audience who are just extraordinarily talented, and they are constantly looking for opportunities to work and be involved in this industry in any way they can. And I think it's very true, and a lot of us can relate to this, that when you're young, you're told by everybody around you that you can be whatever you want to be, whoever you want to be. And then you grow up and you hit a certain age, and that's usually in high school when the adults around you begin telling you, that's not realistic, you can't be an actress, you can't be a filmmaker, you need to go to college and focus on something that's real. And I think that there are too many children in these schools who believe that they really can't follow their dreams to work in an industry that they would be working in for the rest of their lives, and they're so impassioned by what they do. And that's how I was. I've always wanted to work in the entertainment industry, and I didn't think it was realistic. I didn't have enough people in my school telling me, you can do this. I absolutely think there needs to be more outreach to young people, middle schools, high schools, even community colleges, more spaces available for these students to get together and kind of thrive off of each other and off of each other's works and talents. I don't know if it would be possible for you to reach out to schools and try to get students involved. I just think it would be incredibly beneficial.
Yeah, on that point, that was a great comment, and just wanted to let you know that I had a great meeting with the young lady who runs the digital media arts up at UConn, and she is in charge of all of the state schools now for digital media, and we agreed that we're going to focus on getting students involved. So the short answer is yes, we are going to make sure that we get people focused on their career. And if you're studying it, I know they have a great program over at Middlesex Community College for PAs. It's terrific. So, a lot of good stuff going on right now.
Hell yeah.
Hey guys. Just wanted to introduce myself. My name is George Grothier. I am a TV news producer at WTNH in New Haven. If you watch the news Saturday and Sunday nights on Channel 8, I wrote those words. So, but the reason I'm here is I am a grad student studying film. I will have my master's degree in 2 months. Thank y'all, appreciate it. But, I've been in this grad program for 2 years. It's Fairleigh Dickinson University in New Jersey. And we've talked a lot about New Jersey tonight and how, they're moving forward in film production as we want to move forward here in Connecticut. I'm shooting a film out there. Actually, I'm doing back-to-back shoots in New Jersey to finish up my grad program in June. I'm location scouting tomorrow in New Jersey. I'm casting Friday in New York. I want to make my next movie in Connecticut. I'm from here. I've spent my entire life living in Connecticut. I went to undergrad here. I want to spend more time here. My family's here. My friends are here. This is where I want to make movies. And, I don't have a question. I just wanted to say thank you guys for doing this. Thank you all for supporting filmmakers in Connecticut and being filmmakers in Connecticut. This is huge. And to have this opportunity to say that I love making movies, I want to make more, I want to do it here, it's just awesome. So thank you guys, and come find me after. I'm fundraising for my film right now. I could really use your help. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Corice Villarreal. Sorry to cut people off, but I've got 2 kiddos here with me that I need to get home to bed. I'm a SAG-AFTRA actor, and I have to say, I think my last straw was filming in Massachusetts and driving home and getting a ticket in Massachusetts and then getting a speeding ticket in Connecticut the same night. All because I was trying to get home to my kiddos, and it was 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was exhausted. So after that, I took a job as a recreation director for a year. My human rights weren't quite upheld there at that job. So I left in January, and I decided, you know what? No matter what, I don't care if I'm starving, I am just going to be acting full time. It is not recognized by Department of Labor as a true job. You're considered self-employed, so you get no help from them at all whatsoever. Yeah, so I am getting absolutely no help there whatsoever right now. I am doing a lot of projects just with some nonprofit groups and just trying to do all my Hallmark movies. That's the only thing that keeps feeding me and putting food on the table. So I really love everything that's going on here. I was at the Capitol building probably a month ago when you guys were all there. And I will continue to try and follow. On that note, I guess I have to go now. But thank you all.
Hello, my name is Ryan Williams. I'm a sound designer. Some people know me by the name of Buttons. I've been working with people from Connecticut for a while now, both in front of the stage and behind me as well. I'd like to just kind of like thank you guys, to be honest. I'm a little overwhelmed to see all you guys here and supporting your state and supporting what you guys love to do. I believe Matt was up here earlier and he was super passionate and mentioning how a lot of people here don't get the opportunity to do what they love to do and perform their passion and make money doing it as well. And it's a very important thing. And I know you guys are working on your end to do very important things so that they can be able to possibly create this career for themselves. But in the meantime, it's going to be their passion. It's going to be your passion. And you're going to continue to be making these movies, these films, everything that you're doing, your podcast, your studio performances. I have a question, being from New York. What plans do you guys have in the meantime? What you're doing is going to take a while, and you're doing everything that you can, but what plans do you have in the meantime to set a platform for everybody who's already performing their passion projects and want to display that within Connecticut? The theaters, the different areas that are around that are absolutely historic in some spaces. You know, do you guys have any plans to be able to show that and display that for everybody who's going to continue to be doing those passion projects?
Yeah, so one of the things that we want to do is support all the festivals in the state, and I have I've been having a plan in my head for a while how to do this, and now I can actually, they don't even know this. I'm like, because I haven't really even talked to them about it. But I want to ask all of the film festivals in the state to at least promote or have 1 or 2 or 3 films that were shot in the state. So I think every film festival in the state should be promoting films that were shot in the state. And that's something that we want to do that as a directive to help all of you guys, be it short films, feature films, documentaries, or whatever else. So that's something that I really want to push forward. So.
Thank you, and I'm happy to work with anybody who needs some sound in their films. I'll be working with you. Hey, Bryn. Take care.
Hi there. My name's Paul Stamper. I'm a cinematographer, editor, and visual effects artist. I have been a subcontractor freelancer for many years, and actually this year I have started my own business, Elite View Studios. And so Thank you. And so my question is kind of along the lines of like talking about the database. And my question is if you have any plans to create, I guess for lack of better words, classifieds for, say, crew calls, not just casting calls. There's talk about creating a casting agency, but I'm sure there's a lot of people here who are also crew members. It'd be awesome to have something for crew members of post-production, production, pre-production. That would be great to have. I'm just wondering if there are any plans for something like that.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys know about the New York City 411 or the New York City Production Guide. Richard Badcheck, which actually lives in Connecticut, him and I had a conversation almost 2 years ago. And part of my company, I haven't mentioned my company yet, but Chair 10 Productions, we were actually trying to get a huge database of union, non-union, and basically an entire crew base, and we want to be able to vet everyone out. And then that way when productions call, we can then send that list out. Second to that is that I want to make sure that every one of you have an opportunity. So again, I'd go back to that forum because we can utilize all your information and then we can actually let you know when there's a casting call, a crew call. If there's anybody looking for crew, we will actually email blast everyone. So you're going to get a lot of emails from us, sorry, but the emails are going to be, hey, there's a film that's trying to crew up. Please contact so-and-so. So we're going to definitely do that for sure.
Thank you.
Hello, my name's Joshua DeLeon. I'm the director of Anonymous. I just have a question for you. Oh, you can't hear me? Okay, my name's Joshua DeLeon, and I'm the director of Anonymous. Nice to meet you guys.
I had the opportunity to see that. Kudos, by man. Unbelievable.
Thank you. I couldn't have done it without my beautiful fiance sitting in the back over there. I just had one question. It's about distribution for filmmakers around here. Will you guys do workshops that talk about that kind of, help guys to be like, sell a product that's already done and to be able to get across that lane about talking about like production deals, contracts with Hulu, Tubi, stuff like that?
Yes. One of the things, part of my experience is I actually worked for a distribution company. I've done everything from back-end deals. I've sold films directly to Netflix. I know everything about the distribution models, and I'm planning on doing a finance and distribution workshop, probably mid to late summer. And the reason of that is there's been a few phone calls that I've actually been people asking me for this one thing. So I want to be able to get into the nitty-gritty of distribution, and also how to make money off your film and how to also finance it as well. So I'll be looking out for that. I'll be helping make sure we get that out. So.
Thank you, John.
Hi, my name is Adam Frickfordine. I'm a sound designer. I do sound and Foley, all post-production stuff. So I've been doing this for 25 years in Chicago and in Missouri. In both places, there were similar attempts to do this were successful. Obviously Chicago productions come in. A lot of times things come in and then vanish once the shoot is done. So I just want to put that in your brains to focus on the post-production side too, from the very beginning of editorial and color and graphics all the way through, sound and everything else. Even when it's just a small piece and then they may have to go to LA or somewhere to finish, just having as much in the stage as possible, I think would help a lot of people.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if you guys know this, but the tax credit counts for post-production. But almost every single client that I have dealt with that was even looking at Connecticut were like, oh, I'm going to do post in LA or post in New York or post in Atlanta. And I'm like, no. Please do something here. So yes, we're working on doing that. So that's another thing. When you fill out the membership form, please let us know because I really want to build out the post part of production because I think a lot of you guys get ignored because people are like, oh, there's nothing here. I'm like, well, there's actually great people here. Anyway, but yes.
Hello, my name is Don Quijada. Some people call me Q. Thank you guys. Just wanted to introduce myself. I'm co-owner of Crooked Smile Entertainment Agency. We're basically a production agency based in Connecticut, but we get assignments all throughout the tri-state and New England area. We do casting, crew, props, locations, anything you could possibly need. The database that they're working on building, we kind of already have a front run on that, and we're excited to help them in any possible way that we can. But I'm excited to work with anybody and everybody in the room. We're a small business, but we get a lot of assignments all throughout the tri-state area, and hopefully with their help, we'll be getting a lot more being brought to Connecticut. So we do send out casting calls both for crew and for cast. So definitely check out our website, crookedsmileagency.com, and just send us an email. And if we have anything that you guys will fit for, we'll shoot over a blast to you guys. The two things that I wanted to bring to you guys, maybe just a suggestion that you guys probably already have handled, is I was thinking that, when you potentially start to do these meetings more and more, that potentially they would switch to different areas, specifically inner city areas and urban communities, because there's a lot of people in there and a lot of talent there that might not know so much about you guys or be willing to come all the way out to Southington. I had a conversation today with a buddy of mine who does a lot of big music video productions out here in Connecticut, and he's just like, "Oh, Southington is so far from me. I'm in Norwalk, and I got to be on set today, so I won't be able to make it." So if we can potentially just move these things around and try to attract more people from the urban communities, I think it would be great.
Q, it's good to see you face to face. This man speaks the truth. He's excellent. I had a chance to work with him last week. As far as where we hold it, we tried all over the place, and we needed a place to at least hold 150 people. We expected anywhere from 150 to 500. It's almost impossible to get a place. Cadillac Ranch would work with us. Inner city, try and get parking for everybody. Good luck. That's the problem.
Reach out to somebody like me, I'll be able to find you a location.
You're on. You're on.
Right. Especially in the inner cities, especially in the New Haven area, I can find us places. And if we do one soon, I actually have a place in downtown New Haven that has its own parking lot.
Okay,
so,
excellent.
But they close at the end of next May, so we have to be quick. But
no, that's excellent. But you do a great job.
Thank you.
You have a great service.
Thank you.
And it's great to finally meet face to face.
For sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Reach out to me, guys.
All right. First off, my name is David. Ed, if I didn't meet you at Mohegan, I would have never known about this. So thank you for telling me about this. I would have never known, and I think this is a great opportunity. I think what you guys are doing are really cool. Someone earlier mentioned schools, getting in contact with schools, and I think that's really great. One thing that I missed out on as an opportunity when I was in school, because I'm only 19, I just got out of high school like 2 years ago. I'm just trying to get my foot through the door and into the wide open world. I think VOTEC schools are actually a really good option. I think getting into contact with VOTEC schools, they do a lot of programs like that. I mean, they do heavy machinery and everything like that. I think they would really enjoy that because movie industry brings a lot of money. Past that, though, I'm young. Most places are hiring 18 years old with 20 years experience. It's very rough. I was supposed to start 2 years before I was born, I guess. You mentioned emails. Are there going to be other opportunities like that? Like maybe kind of like how agencies, they manage these people and then studios go to these agencies looking for people? Would something like that work out? Yeah, that's a great question too. Dawn, where is he at? Contact that man right there. But the other thing that we're also going to do is we're hoping that these kind of meetings sort of generate more ideas, and hopefully this grows and triples. That way we can actually start looking at how we're going to do this. But please email us, or when you fill out the membership form, and just write that out, because we're all going to chew all this up and figure out how to make something really happen. So that's a good idea. I think that's, and in relation to the schools, I'm actually going to be working with Mayor Esposito in Danbury. Danbury is going to be doing a specific thing for high schools, and they want to have a film and television section at one of their high schools. So that's really going to be an important thing. So really cool. And congrats that you're here. Thanks. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, before I introduce myself, I just want to say I want everybody to give yourself a round of applause that's here. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Give it a round of applause for them, too, for doing this. I'm telling you. All right, so people who don't know me, my name is Matthew. I am a producer of Dark Echo Productions, LLC. I am registered in the state of Connecticut. We have a $2 million policy for filming. We take things very seriously. I have had the opportunity where many people said that I can never do what Hollywood does. And I had the opportunity in 2019 to actually film a trailer that went to Paramount Pictures. Well, unfortunately, COVID had a whole nother idea to say no to that. But that's okay, because in the process, what people don't know is I am actually putting Connecticut on the map, being recognized by Hollywood directors, producers, behind the scenes. And I'll tell you why. I have worked with Hollywood's biggest colorist, who's done all the Fast and the Furious, who's done all the Netflix movies, who has shown me how to do it professionally. I have met directors, DPs, audio guys, cinematographers. I worked with one of the biggest DPs in BBC Network. He showed me how to do stuff. I film on Red Komodo. I know how to use Red. That's a big step in the industry. And also, too, what people don't know is I actually brought something that could be coming to Connecticut, a reality show of a family. So there will be something in the works with that. We shot it. It went to a huge network, and they're actually distributing it right now as we speak. Also, too, I took my time out to come visit you guys. I'm actually in a process of shooting a new paranormal show for Amazon Prime. We're doing 7 episodes, so we're doing season 1, and so that's going to be another thing for Connecticut that's on the map. Also, too, like this guy here with his camera stuff. If anybody wants to work and know what it likes to make a film, understand lighting, camera work, audio work, and if you want to get your foot stepped in the door, message me, because I can get you guys out there, because we're filming 7 episodes, and we're going to amazing locations that have never been seen on TV. Also, too, to the lady who was talking about the woman up here, I just want to say, behind every hard-working company, there's a woman behind the scenes who's doing the hard work. On my company, her name is Tammy. This girl, excuse my French, busts her ass off to get us locations that cost thousands. I'm talking thousands of dollars, and they waive the fee because they want us to film there. So guys, if you guys want to learn camera stuff, editing, color grading, hit me up, Dark Echo Productions, LLC. Thank you. Thank you. And listen, guys, I know you guys have been sitting here. Anybody have any direct things they really want to tell us or talk to us? We're all going to hang out, but what I want you to remember is if you fill out that membership form, you can write paragraphs if you want, because we want to really digest everything you're thinking. Anyway, yeah.
Thank you. I thought that just because I happen to sit there, I'm going to be in most of the photos, so people might as well know who I am. My name is Dennis Savage. When I was in grammar school, my favorite subject was show and tell. Back then, there were 2 channels on TV, 3 and 8, and they went off the air at 1 o'clock in the morning with the national anthem. A few years ago, I found myself sitting in a TV studio that was public access, and I learned how to produce shows, and I found my niche was show and tell. Many years later, now I have a YouTube channel. I have viewers in 54 countries, 22,300, and I have one show that's almost at 1 million views. And I'm glad I got invited. Thank you, Brent.
That is awesome. Well, right before we want to wrap up, and please stay and mingle and meet and network, there's a couple of things I want to share with you guys, and that are important to what we're all doing. So a lot of what I do, my company's Chair 10 Productions. We actually have a national signatory deal with IATSE. So one of the things that I'm going to be looking at is trying to build the union database and build the union crew. So if you guys are interested in part of joining the crews on the union side, please let me know. The other thing that I want to also mention to you guys is we're very close to closing some sound stages in Stanford. I have an entire investment network that was working now. We've been working over 2 years to try to figure this out. It's a little crazy. But anyway, I'm so happy. Thank you. I'm around. Talk to us all. We're all going to stick around for a while. Thank you immensely for this. This is a dream come true. So thank you.